Good morning everyone, my name is Ella Kainday. In this video, we will talk about legal and ethical issues in international business expansion. Ethics. Ethics can be defined to acknowledge principles of right and wrong that govern a person's, a profession's, or an organization's actions. In more simple terms, it is someone who is honest and follows good moral standards. When markets in foreign countries offer a higher profit potential than your home market, it makes sense to expand internationally. Of course po, there will come a time na pinakamagandang way to step up your business is to cross national borders and expand into new countries and markets. Kasi po, almost all companies, large or small, nowadays po, are affected by global events and competition. Meaning po, we are in a globalized world na. Sabi nga po dun sa isang article na nabasa ko is, expanding business overseas. Meaning po, reaching new clients or customers and potentially boosting profits. I think it's not just for your business but also for economic growth as well. Honestly po, it's an interesting opportunity. But we should be able to determine the varieties of legal and ethical issues that may come in entering these markets to make our expansion a success. These ethical issues po occur when a given decision, scenario, or activity creates a conflict with the society's moral principles. These conflicts po are sometimes legally dangerous. Why? Since po some of the alternatives to solve the issue might breach a particular law. Again po, in this video, we're gonna be talking about 4 topics that are affect pedagogical issues in international business expansion. These are the differences in employment laws, human rights laws, pollution and environmental concerns, and lastly, the challenges in corruption. So, employment practices. When it comes of employment practices, the issue is that some of the host nation's work conditions may not be considered legal or not ethical as they would in the US. Because one of the main question is whether or not a multinational business should make sure that work conditions follow themselves the rest. One of this example is in the 1990s, the Nike found themselves exposed. Why? Because they were paying workers in Vietnam with only 20 cents per hour and required 12-hour workdays from them. As we know, that it would not allow in the US because in the US there's only 8 hours. So, it lead us to human rights. Again po, not all nations respect human rights. So, the questions still remain. Should multinational require the employees that produce their product should be traded as they would as if they were located in the US? In South Africa po, the conditions actually improved precisely because of pushback from multinational businesses. Many argue po na that continued investment by multinationals, in fact, could help those nations that lack democratic structures. And continued inward investments can lead to a boost in the economy and raise living standards. So, another ethical dilemma is the environmental pollution. Just as the case of human rights, many nations do not substantial regulations when it comes to pollution. And to make the matter worse, two of the main parts of the environment which are mainly polluted are considered public goods. Meaning po is no one owns them. So this means like dumping on the ocean or polluting the atmosphere is not considered illegal. But it doesn't make it ethical. So just like environment pollution is so widespread, corruption in business is just a corner. So corruption has been a problem in every society in history. There will always be corrupt government officials, as you know. In case of Japan po, it is one of the example of in this corrupt topic is in case of Japan, Lockheed was found to have paid government officials with a $12.6 million pay money or grease money. So, because of this, in 1977 po, the Foreign Corrupt Practice Act was passed. It attempted to address a lot of corruption happening between multinational businesses and the host nations. Some argue the bribery can reduce the return on business and lower economic growth. Others argue naman po na, in fact, it may help increase investment in developing nations, where political structure limit economic growth. Although, economists don't agree on ethical aspects of corruption, still, one should not engage no matter how tempting the benefits might seem. As we can see po, conducting international business, just because something is not considered illegal on other nations, does not necessarily mean it's ethical. Yun lang po. Thank you.